Hey, welcome to Reviews on the Run. We're enjoying the last big, beautiful day of summer, and we've got a huge game to talk about today.
It's called Spore.
Today on Reviews on the Run, Scott and I are taking a look at Spore, Infinite Undiscovery, Ratchet Clank Future Quest for Booty, and in Versus, it's We Love Golf against Tiger Woods PGA Tour 09 All Play. We are indeed going to talk about Will Wright's Spore. We've been waiting forever for this one, but first, let's reintroduce our good friend, Scott Jones.
Oh, Vic,
Mr. Scott Jones.
Thank you so much.
Good to have you back.
It's always a pleasure. You look terrific today, by the way.
Oh, thanks,
What
man.
is it?
It's the sunshine.
Vitamins?
And the Clinique. They work well together.
Are you tanning again?
Yeah,
what did I tell you about that?
I wish I was. I wish I had that spray on tan, so if I could use it. Scott Jones writes for crispygamer.com.
That's right.
Do check out the website. It's very well done. Okay, anyways, we're talking about Spore, Will Wright's work of life, I think this thing is.
Everything that Will Wright does is a masterpiece, or at least it's supposed to be a masterpiece.
Yeah.
And Spore, well,
EA would like us to believe that everything that Will Wright does is a masterpiece. And listen, I have to tell you that I am the hugest fan of Will Wright.
oh God, I'm with you.
Not necessarily because I love every single Sims game that I've played, or every version of SimCity that I've played over the years.
Right.
But what I like about Will Wright is that, like Bill Gates in a way, he is one of these guys that recognize that computers will be a means of expression that are going to bring people together, and that it's going to be a new way to convey the amalgamation of science and art. And he's made it mass market. And of course, that kind of translates into the adoration that Spore has received for so many years now.
Many
already.
years, decades, it seems.
And now the game is finally reviewable. It's out, and it's here for us to play. And what did you think? What did you think of the game?
I have to be honest, because that's what you bring me here for.
It's honest reviews on the run.
I'm a little underwhelmed.
Honest is silent. You're underwhelmed?
A little underwhelmed.
Really?
Yeah. This was supposed to be Sim everything. This is a game that has so much promise, and finally it's here, and it's like a movie that received so much hype in advance that when you finally see it, you sit there the whole time and you're thinking, it's okay,
Do you think a lot of it stems from the fact that maybe the concept is more ambitious than the realization of the final product?
Yeah, I guess I was hoping for something more complex and engaging on more than just a level or two.
Yeah.
And I expected to be overwhelmed, and I was, as I said, underwhelmed.
Yeah.
So
I couldn't help but feel like the game had been partly inspired by
Civ Rev,
partly inspired by World of Warcraft.
Right.
A little bit of StarCraft maybe in there.
A little bit of Flow maybe.
A little bit of Flow in there.
A little touch of Pac-Man.
And when you think about all those individual games, they're more fun individually.
That's a good point. Let me ask you a question, though.
Yeah.
Was there any point in the game in which you felt a little tingle, a little excitement?
No, I do. And I think the most profound thing with this game is that it really picks up on a gamer's connection to collectability and to constant customization, because that's really what this is about, and that's what life in the grandest sense is about, right? It's about this constant change and constant kind of customizing for the environments. That's what happens in this game.
It's also symbolic of where we are in game development. 30 years into the medium, and you have a game in which you take a creature that begins as a single-cell organism, and you can customize it and grow it and turn it into something more. And we're really in the age of self-expression, And
really, absolutely.
And this is a game that really encapsulates that. All right, so conceptually, we both agree that the game is awesome.
Yes. Yeah, and I think there's some incredible design elements in there too. Like every time you do customize your character, your little character reacts, and he has a little dance, or he gets all angry.
What about the mating calls? You do
the mating calls are pretty awesome.
Let's hear your mating call.
And this is a game that's really a difficult one to kind of wrap up into a nice, tidy 3-minute review. There's a lot of stuff to sink your teeth into here.
True.
It may not be the gameplay nirvana that you thought it was gonna be, but it's still incredibly fun, and it's really intuitive, and the controls are very simple, and there are lots of cool rewards all the way.
Turns out, for me, it's one of those games that I admire more than I enjoy.
Sure. What are you gonna give Spore?
I'm gonna give it an 8.5.
I'm giving it an 8.5 as well.
All right.
All right, I'm talking about a game right now on the DS called Wacky Racers. Let me tell you something. This is one of the biggest piles of I have ever had the displeasure of playing. Well, there's 3 things that are standard in racing, right? There's steering, acceleration, and braking. That's racing, right? Well, what if I were to tell you that this particular racing game doesn't have two of those three things? That's right, there's no accelerating and there's no braking. It is that dumb. And you say, oh, maybe it's just a game for kids. No, because even a 4-year-old wants to hit the A button and move the car or slow down. Now, this game came out on the Wii, and it was just as bad. The only difference in this one is that you get to blow into the DS controller. You're blowing it because this game blows. I'm giving this game a 1. You know what? It doesn't even deserve a 1. Why am I even giving it a 1? It doesn't even get a 1 on that. I'm giving it a 0.
Stick around, we're coming right back with a new RPG for the Xbox 360. It's called Infinite Undiscovery, right after this. Hey, welcome to my regular raving minute on Lego Batman. This time I'm talking about it on the DS, and yes, I love the game. I'm gonna get that right out of the way. It's very fun, and like Lego Indiana Jones and Lego Star Wars on the DS before it, it's a different game that you're gonna get on the PSP or the console versions. They go in a little bit tighter, so in a way you don't really get the whole sense of scale and verticality of Gotham City that you get in the other levels. Yes, you're still gonna be walking on tight ropes, and you're still gonna be climbing up ladders and doing a lot of the same activities with the different characters. I dig that. I dig that it's a different experience, and as a Batman fan and as somebody that likes Lego Batman, it's nice to extend it and have a different kind of approach to playing the game. Some of the ways that you solve the puzzles are a little bit different as well. They do take the stylus and the touchscreen into consideration. It's a solid game. It looks cool. They don't have the same cutscenes. They have kind of a comic book thing that takes you in between the levels. But I like it. I'm having a lot of fun. Lego Batman for the DS, 8.5 from me. Welcome back. We're talking about a game called Infinite Undiscovery.
What a title.
And that just...
What does it even mean?
That sets you back right away. You look at a title like that, it's like, this is going to just be frustrating.
It's like we're
never going to discover anything.
Right, it's like one of those words like jumbo shrimp. What is it? I mean, it's jumbo, but it's still a shrimp.
You're right. It's like jumbo shrimp or Final Fantasy.
Or Final...
You know what I'm saying?
Don't the fantasies keep going?
They never
this
stop.
Is the last one.
There is no final.
Even though there's 13 or 14.
There is no final, and there is no discovery in Infinite Undiscovery. Well, there kind of is. It's from Square Enix, so you expect this kind of level of quality in the production quality in the presentation.
You expect the same aesthetic. You
expect the same aesthetic. This is one of those games where if you're a jaded video game reviewer like Scott and I can be every once in a while, you start to sort of pick what the plot is going to be before you even pick up the game. Definitely borrows from previous Japanese RPGs that we've played in the past.
There are themes that carry over, tropes.
Always is. Always has to be children, young people, super young.
Boy / girl thing.
Yeah, very androgynous looking main characters. They always have to save the world. And this one, the developers have obviously read a little bit of Charles Dickens or have seen Man in the Iron Mask with Leonardo DiCaprio.
Elements of Tale of Two Cities.
Tale of Two Cities, exactly.
You're well read for a video game reviewer.
I've read a book or two.
You're making a big mistake. Who are you here for?
You, of course, Lord Sigmund.
Who?
You play a flute player who gets mistaken for this world saver called the Liberator.
Right.
His name is Sigmund, and he's like a valiant knight that's trying to rescue the Earth. Because the Earth is actually there's some evil group out there has put chains on the moon,
trying to use the moon.
The moon's power is it's all chained up, and Sigmund's running around the world breaking the chains. I like that kind of idea.
Breaking the chains.
Breaking the chains, man. One of the cool things, you pick up the Batwing for killing the bats, so I like that.
You like the Batwing.
I like the Batwing.
Yeah, but then you spend the first hour and a half of the game running away from it.
You do run away.
Like the wolves, you can't
You run away
wolves.
carrying the girl, running through, getting chased and shot at.
Could you beat those wolves? You stop and try and fight?
No, I ran.
You
can run, just like in Halo 2, you can just keep running past everything if you want to do that.
That's true. I forgot about that. I did do that quite a bit, yeah.
I thought the gameplay was pretty cool because it was real time and it was
third-person action game. Really,
it was hack and slash. It was definitely no Devil May Cry, no Force Unleashed,
no, certainly not,
no Ninja Gaiden, but it was fun and there's some special power moves and things like that. The big conceit with the game though is you can have lots of characters join your party.
Right.
It has depth. There's lots of stuff to collect, and there's lots of AI kind of teammates that you can kind of control and stuff like that.
The
and
level of quality.
But the level of quality not so great for Xbox 360.
You think so?
I mean, definitely not as slick looking to me as even Final Fantasy 12 was on the PlayStation 2. What are you going to give Infinite Undiscovered?
I'm going to give an Infinite 7.0.
I'm giving it a 7.5. I think it's definitely a solid action RPG. Not the best that Square Enix is capable of, but definitely not the worst. This is an okay game. Stick around, we've got Sony and Insomniac's great PlayStation 3 downloadable experiment after this. It's called Ratchet & Clank Quest for Booty.
You're gonna walk the plank.
Yeah.